Hello, Caleb here. I got another set of videos for you. I hope you enjoy, so let's get into it.
And why men have given up dating, because can someone make it make sense for me how these women want men to text them back fast, but not too fast, that it's too creepy. They want men to make six figures while working 20 hours a week while they still have quality time with them. If he has a good relationship with his mom, then that means he treats women well. But if he doesn't have a relationship with his mom, then that means he's automatically abusive. But then she doesn't want to ever talk about her daddy issues.
Wow, so many things. Okay. Whether you get along with your parents or not, it doesn't matter. It depends on how you grew up. Like I grew up resenting my mother and my father, but I treat every person with kindness. I treat every person the way that I want to be treated. And that's the way that everyone should really do it. Treat those how you want to be treated. My parents treated me like crap. So why should I treat everyone the same way that my parents treated me? It makes zero sense. I didn't want to be like either one of them. So, yeah, I don't see on how these are red flags. I don't see how you could work uh, 20 hours a week and get six figures unless let's say you work YouTube right from the start. Okay, you can do it that way. Or easy businesses from online, but any basic job will not have you getting six figures, $20 or 20 hours a week. It just doesn't work unless you're a CEO and you just stay home all day as everyone else runs it. Like, it just doesn't work in any way, shape, or form.
If he's too nice and too kind, then that means that he wants something from you, or, there's an assumption that he's just buying you gifts and whining and dining you because he wants sex. But if he doesn't,
Okay, that part's actually fairly accurate. Majority of the people are like that. I myself, I just like to treat people or opposite sex, and yet, okay, uh, they will actually ask, "Do you want this?" No, I just want to do this for you. They look at me confused because they don't understand what's actually happening.
wine and dine you, then he's lazy, he doesn't care, and he's not putting in enough effort. You want men to lead, but you don't want to listen. You want men to show their masculinity and take charge and plan dates, but not too much masculinity that he comes off as aggressive, mean, rude, or condescending. You want men.
And yet, those are actually the guys that women tend to go for. Is the rude guys, condescending and everything else. Where I look at him and be like, "Why the fuck are you with this guy?"
And to be in tune with your emotions, but if he's too emotional, then he's weak and you don't trust him to make decisions and lead. He has to be attractive, but not too attractive that he looks like a fuck boy or somebody that gets around, because if he's too attractive, then he has too many options. But if he's not attractive enough, then you're not even looking in his direction. If he has a child and
She is preaching quite a bit in this one. Like, I cannot really state too much wrong with what she's saying.
a baby mom, then you automatically assume that, what baby mom would want to be single, and that makes him toxic. But if he's never been married or in a committed relationship, then that also makes him toxic, and that's a red flag because he's never been in a relationship before.
It's true.
Uh, so, okay. Let's say he's never been in a relationship. Tell me, whose fault would that be if each one of his partners, oh, he's too kind? No. He's too kind? No. Okay. It's my fault for being too kind. But in the reality, women want someone that's kind, but they won't stay with that type of person because they find them boring and everything else. So, okay, he hasn't been in a long term relationship, but really, is that his fault that no woman wants to actually attempt with a nice, kind person? It makes absolutely no friggin' sense to me.
The dating stages of a relationship, you want men to initiate sex, but then when he stops initiating sex, then you assume that he's cheating on you. You want men to be honest and open and upfront, but your idea of honest and open and upfront is basically him telling you only the truth that validate your feelings and your experiences, because the moment that he invalidates how you feel, now he's narcissistic, he's abusive, and he is mentally and emotionally using you and abusing you.
All that comes from is a single disagreement. I've seen this myself. Just by disagreeing once, they actually get that type of assumption. If it continuously happens with disagreements, it gets worse and worse and worse.
These women will always say that they want men to be themselves and be authentic to who they are, but then there's an entire list of icks, like wearing sandals at, in winter, or him just getting coffee, or him getting sepsis, and you think it's funny and you're posting it on social media. But the moment that he posts an ugly picture of you on social media, now he's a piece of crap and he's picked the wrong picture, and now you feel bad about yourself.
That's just complete double standards. I don't know why there's such double standards. It's like, if you want to do something stupid to me, I'll do something stupid to you. It's like, it works both ways. Revenge is actually something. But at the same time, if you find something hilarious, he'll find it hilarious. Uh, so a crappy picture of someone, okay, he could just be like, oh, a candid photo. You look great in this. I'm not wearing makeup. It's horrible. Like, how does that make it a bad picture? Like, come on. Most women don't even need makeup.
If you
Uh,
Dresses well and he takes care of himself, then he's too feminine and he's trying to show off. But if he doesn't dress well enough and he doesn't show off and he dresses average, then he looks like a broke ass loser bum, and you want nothing to do with him. You want
she just keeps labeling so many double standards. It's completely ridiculous.
that man to have hobbies like going to play golf or gaming, but if he games too much or plays golf too much or it inconveniences your lifestyle or what you have going on, now you're pissed off. But if he doesn't have any hobbies, then he's a loser because he's too obsessed with you. But if he has too many hobbies and takes away time from you, then he doesn't care enough. If a man respects a woman's boundaries, then he's being too creepy because he's just too good of a man. But if he doesn't respect her boundaries, then he's likely to abuse her or SA her later on down the road. If a man speaks loud, then that means that he's aggressive. If he speaks too soft, then that means he's too feminine. It means that he's aggressive.
If he speaks soft, like, okay, how can someone say about their vocal cords? There's no way to actually tell if someone's feminine or masculine by vocal cords. Okay, you can normally tell by the speech behaviors if someone's gay or straight or whatever. That is actually a thing. But even then, not every gay person actually sounds that type of way. So you can't really state that.
Constant attention and praise all of the time. So if you give too much, then you're trying too hard. But if you give too little, then you're a lazy bum and you don't match the guys in her DMs. These women don't want men to be manipulative or liars or cheaters, but they'll turn around and show their butt cheeks online and call it, body positivity to basically cheat on you and be narcissistic, but then it's still all of your fault. And the sad reality
She posts it, but it's your fault. It makes zero sense.
is that you could give a woman everything that she could ever dream of: the house, the money, the cars, the emotional stability. You could provide, you could protect, you could check all of the boxes down the list, and guess what? She's going to turn around and say that she's bored, she's uninspired, she's not attracted to you. She's going to cheat on you with the next guy down the street who has no job, all because Susie Q has a better life on Instagram. But not only that, when she says that she's unhappy, she's going to get online and talk about how you're a narcissist, how you're abusive, even though you gave her everything that she could ever want. And every single step of the way that the goalpost changed or the expectation, especially unrealistic expectations, changed.
Like, there are so many unrealistic expectations just going on. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Like, the double standard nowadays. It's just no.
men have stopped dating. This is a perfect example because even as a woman, if you really sit back and look at it, it's so unrealistic and it's so delusional and it's so narcissistic that who the hell would want to put themselves through this? And it makes sense when you really think about it, because none of it actually makes sense. Women don't actually know what they want. They love the highs and lows of being incompatible with the wrong people instead of just being at peace. And then they blame the men for the unfulfillment and the lack of peace within their lives.
Even when you tell a person, oh, you just got to see this guy. This guy's trash. Don't do it. 6 months later, oh yeah, you're right. It's like, why didn't you listen? Oh yeah, all my parents told me that. My other friends said that too. Why did you listen to us? Like, the dude's trash. Just get on with it. Call it a day. Like, no.
No, they're the ones creating this diabolical cycle over and over with different men. Okay, bye.
It is diabolical. I'll definitely say that. It's a little ridiculous on how things tend to go.
Modern women have unrealistic expectations for men. Modern women demand men be at least 6 feet tall, make 6 figures, and be a 10 out of 10 in looks. They do this because women are born with beauty. Men have to earn everything they have. So struggle on, build that body she can't have because you're not 6 feet tall. Make yourself rich in mind and finances by refusing to pay her way just because she's pretty. You'll attract real beauty that way. Subscribe if you're a Sigma male.
Yeah, guys are the winners because we actually have to try and do everything, not just be handed to it just because we're born with long, pretty hair and whatnot. It just doesn't work that way.
During the early stages of dating. Because if a man wants you, he is expected to give you all of his effort. But women just need to give the green light. He is expected to move mountains if he wants you. But the problem with that is what happens once he has you? Because that sort of thing is not maintainable. And then women, are you with somebody that you actually like? Or just with somebody that is willing to give you all of his attention? And that is what's not fair to men, because all of these men's hearts are being broken and then they're not re-entering the dating world. They're doing their own thing, and then we're left with a pool of boys that we keep complaining about on TikTok.
It's so true, and it's also kind of hilarious.
You raise children as if you don't have work. You cannot do either to the furthest extent of your abilities, and yet we are still lying to each other, especially as women, that we can. That's why I want to be very careful, going out here and telling you guys the honest truth rather than what a lot of people would like to hear, because I especially get this because, of course, people love to interview me for business women stuff. And they're like, wow, how do you do it all? And so many women are out there being like, you can do it all. I actually don't want to give that message. That's not the proper message. Right now, society is not set up for us to be able to do it all, okay? So here's the reality check that nobody wants to give each other. And this is coming from somebody who's crazy creative, meaning I created an entire community to help me raise my son. And I'm going to tell you, as a woman, you get a choice. Your choice is relative to your career. Do you want to go all the way this way or all the way with raising your child? Every woman's going to have to settle somewhere between those two roads. Mm-hmm. Some women feel safe straddling here, and that's okay for them.
Well, it's the same thing with guys. We tend to
two roads. Some women,
one area is good enough, end up finding a decent paying job. We could take care of ourselves. It's the same type of thing. That's not a big thing to really. Yeah. Okay, she's crazy creative. She probably did quite well. She got knickknacks and everything else. Good for her. She explored all the way through. Yeah, it's something that a lot of people in the world actually don't do.
How much money should a guy make for a year?
I say 100,000.
Why 100,000?
Because he has to be able to provide for me and himself along with our family.
Okay. What about you?
I'm gonna say 120,000.
Why a specific number?
I don't know, I just went higher than her.
So this means that I should go to job or do a business, grind my ass off while you are partying and sucking off big black cocks in Miami nightclubs so that finally in your 30s when you have a wide tunnel between your legs, I can marry you and use my money to buy you LV bags and pay you alimony.
Studies show that men... Oh, that's just hilarious. It is fairly true, but damn.
Older than me.
So 25 to 35?
Over 6 feet, beefy, white.
Look, everyone's allowed to have their preference, but this is probably why there's that study that says that 45% of women will be single and childless in the year 2030, because there's too many modern women that have ridiculous expectations.
Why?
45% single. Like, single and childless. Okay, so our population boomed over, let's say, the last 20 years. And now, it's just gonna go straight down a friggin' cliff at 45%. So we could go from 9 billion people down to what? Let's say 7. Or maybe even 6. Like, that is a huge jump off a cliff. Aye. But yeah, the expectation as well, 6 foot, 6 figures, yada, yada, yada. Like, for some reason, females just think it's so easy to make cash as a guy, even though it's really not. We all get the same types of jobs, unless you're coal mining or whatever. Then women could choose to do it, but they all refuse to because it's too tough or whatever.
Proven innocent and innocent even when proven guilty, which is a shame.